Yeah, that's going to be fascinating to sort of see the making of this character.
Yeah.
Who clearly wields, considerable influence in Arcane. And
Right.
We're going to be thrown back into her earlier.
All right, so today we're diving deep into Noxus.
Yeah.
Brutal heart of the Empire.
Absolutely.
To dig into Ambessa Medarda.
Oh, yeah.
And for folks who, are Arcane fans, they'll recognize her as Mel Medarda's mother.
Right.
And the source material for this one is the novel,
Okay.
Ambessa, Chosen of the Wolf.
Hmm.
And we're specifically going to be looking at some of the insights from its promotional materials.
Right.
And the mission here is to understand, what were the forces that shaped Ambessa into the formidable leader we see in Arcane.
Yeah, that's going to be fascinating to sort of see the making of this character.
Yeah.
Who clearly wields, considerable influence in Arcane. And
Right.
We're going to be thrown back into her earlier life, right?
Mhm.
Not as a matriarch, but as someone who's,
Yeah.
rising up in a society where strength is everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
You know her as this very commanding presence. This
Yeah.
book takes you back to her beginnings.
Right.
And reveals how she sort of clawed her way up to that status. Noxus itself, as it's depicted, it feels like this relentless entity.
Yeah.
Only the strong survive. Isn't just a saying, it's like that's how they live.
That is the fire that forges Ambessa.
Oh.
Right? We see this journey from being born into this Noxian family where any weakness meant death.
Yeah.
And then, we see her climb the ranks through combat, through political maneuvering,
Oh, wow.
betrayals, alliances.
So we're going to get like the full picture of how power is really seized and held
Totally,
in
yeah.
Noxus.
Yeah. And not just about, winning battles, but outmaneuvering your opponents in this deadly political game.
Right, and what she had to give up along the way.
Yeah, the sacrifices.
Yeah.
Right, how far will Ambessa go to rule? It begs the question.
Yeah.
What does she have to do?
Yeah, for fans of the League of Legends universe,
Yeah.
this seems like it's really going to be a treasure trove of info.
For sure.
It's going to, offer a more detailed look at the inner workings of the Noxian Empire and tradition.
Yeah, the promotional material clearly highlights Noxian lore.
Yeah.
I think you're going to come away with a much richer context
Yeah.
for events that happen in Arcane and for the motivations of its Noxian characters.
What really strikes me is the description of Ambessa as this unapologetically vicious female protagonist.
Yeah.
In a genre where I feel like powerful women aren't always portrayed with such complexity,
Right.
this is pretty compelling.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to, embody the ruthlessness of this world.
Yeah.
Without being,
Yeah.
a simplistic villain.
Right, and it's this kind of feminine ferocity, as they put it.
Right, it's not the typical masculine.
Right, strength, but this sort of potent force shaped by this, very challenging Noxian society.
Yeah, it's going to turn your notions of what strength is on its head.
And it's not all backroom deals either.
No.
There's the promise of gritty action,
Oh, yeah.
wars, duels.
Yeah, we're going to actually see the Noxian brutality.
Right, you're going to experience it alongside her.
Yeah.
Now, this is interesting. They keep mentioning the wolf.
For the wolf.
And she has these visions of this wolf.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this symbol of Noxian power.
Hmm.
What do you make of that?
Well, I think it raises a really interesting question about Ambessa's relationship with those Noxian ideals.
Right.
Is she simply a product of its ruthlessness?
Right.
Or is there some kind of deeper psychological struggle going on?
Right.
I mean, the visions do point to a more complex inner life that's driving her ambition.
So tying this all back to Arcane, you can see how all these experiences that Ambessa had in this brutal period really led to the imposing leader
Absolutely.
that we encounter later.
Yeah, it's not someone who just suddenly appeared fully formed. She was forged in this very intense environment.
So really understanding her journey in Chosen of the Wolf provides so much context for her actions later.
You're going to be able to see the layers beneath the surface and appreciate the difficult path she took.
To wrap it all up for you, this deep dive into Ambessa Medarda's origins reveals a story of just relentless ambition.
Yeah.
And that desperate fight for survival in a brutal world.
Yeah, and the sacrifices that power demands.
And it's really going to give you a much richer understanding.
For sure.
Of Ambessa and the lore of Noxus.
Yeah, I think what Ambessa's journey poses for us is, how do the environments and the values that we are surrounded by shape the leaders and individuals we become.
Yeah.
And are strength and ruthlessness always the necessary ingredients for survival and success? Something to think about.
Lots to think about.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Yeah, this was fun.
Until next time.
See ya.
Grab Ambessa, Chosen of the Wolf by C.L. Clark, now on sale for $19.95. Don't miss this chance to build good habit and achieve remarkable results. Buy now, today.
Like and subscribe for more Bookhaven podcasts.